Good morning. It is Monday, October 27th. I'm currently looking at CLIK. This has a 800,000 share float. Closed nicely in after hours Friday. You can see it made a move higher, hit 1120, slight pullback. I would look for this one to open around 11 and then push through 1120. On the daily, we have a few resistance levels above that, but the 200 EMA is at 22, 23. So plenty of room there. I'm also watching PMI. 4 million share float. Again, nice moving after hours from Friday. I'd look for this one to break over 7 and then push through 740, then 810. We are above the 200 on the daily. It has a pretty significant gap down from last week, so that's kind of working against it, but for lack of anything better, I think it's worth watching. And then I also have NUAI. You can see on the daily, this thing's trying to retest the 621 level. It pulled back in after hours, but not too bad. So I'd look for this one to open around 575, push up to 620, and then through 620. The main one I'm looking at though is CLIK due to the float. The price is a little higher than I like, but you know, even with 100 shares, if you get like a $2 or $3 per share move, that would be a nice start to Monday. So see what we get. Okay, opened around 1050. I jumped in at 12. It was a little higher than I wanted to get in, but that was not the greatest entry. Definitely got in high. I'm going to see if it can continue to push higher though. Okay, push through 1276. It's a little choppy. Still giving it a second. I'm only in with 68 shares. We hit a high of 1385 and it pulled back. I'm watching the 5-second chart. I'm seeing if it can test that 1385 level. So 14. I'll go ahead and take half off right there. Still holding. I'm going to check something real quick. I think I hit the wrong hotkey. I did. All right, I'm going to take the rest right there. Okay. So that was not a great entry. I looked away at the other charts, see what they were doing. When I looked back, that's when it started moving. I punched it, got in high. It did pretty big pullback. I held and then it went higher. I think I also hit Shift E, which is by 45% of my buying power. I meant to hit Shift R. You can see my settled versus unsettled. It's about half Well, it's not half, but it's equal, meaning I only bought with about half my buying power. I meant to hit Shift R, but just hit Shift E. All right, so I think this one's still worth watching. It feels extended right now, so I'd wait for a 1 minute pullback or a 5 minute setup to get in again. I don't see anything else moving right now. It is setting up a 1 minute pullback here. Break over 14 would be the entry on the next 1 minute candle. You have a couple resistance lines right there, so I'm a little hesitant to get in. Right there would be the entry. The entry would have been a break of 1462. Pushed up to 15, so about a 40 cent move there. TGL is moving, but I don't like how cheap that stock is. So I'm currently looking at CLIK, TGL, and NUAI. I don't really like TGL. It's too cheap, closer to $1. And then I think NUAI is still worth watching. Let's get break over 575. I would like to get in. Um, it's not gapping up yet in pre-market, so I'm not sure many people are watching it, but there really isn't much else set up yet. So that's why I still have it pulled up. CLIK is still holding up. You look for a move through 1537. I only have about $1,000 of buying power, so I'd probably only be able to get about 15, or not 15, between 40 and 50 shares. Using that first move, I made $112, so it's pretty good. Again, unfortunately, it took half the size I wanted to. TGL's starting to move, so this one might be worth watching now. It's starting to pull away from $1, which is good. Mark out a few daily levels. I'd like to see TGL do a 1 minute pullback. It's kind of just going higher, but because of that, it feels extended. I don't want to buy at the highs. The 5 second chart looks nice, but I'd like to see a pullback on the 1 minute before I enter. Still sitting on TGL. See if, like I said, if we can do a 1 minute pullback. CLIK has pulled back a decent amount. I think it's still worth watching, but higher priced up toward those resistance levels. And it's pulling back a good amount. So put that one on the back burner. NUAI isn't really doing anything. So I think we'll watch TGL. I have this candle as a 147. I really don't like that candle on the 5 minute chart though. Huge topping tail and it's red. So I would actually like to see this 1 minute candle probably get up here around 140, but not create a new high. Just kind of consolidate right there and then get in for the next 1 minute candle to make a new high. So if it can do that, I'll probably take a stab at it. Otherwise, probably sit it out for a few minutes. All right, so the high of that was 140. so that's technically first candle to make a new high. It hit 141. I didn't jump in. I don't like the 5 minute chart. We're like extended, but at the same time forming pretty large topping tail on the current 5 minute channel candle. And then there's a lot of sell. Well, I guess there's a lot of buyers on the level 2 as well. I didn't see the buying. I saw the selling though. There were a lot of sellers in the 140 area, and it just felt top heavy. So that's why I didn't get in. But there's almost just as many buyers on the bid. If we could break over 143, might look at taking a stab at that. It'd have to be on the next 1 minute candle though. If it looks like we can break 150, if it breaks 128, yeah. See, now it's essentially stair stepping down because you just broke through that low. It was setting up an ABCD on the 1 minute. So 154 down to this low, up to this. And then if it could have held above this low, you look for a break over 149, and that would be your ABCD pattern. But since it broke below that low, it's just stair stepping down now. We're making lower lows. So, and the 5 minute, I mean, that's not a good looking 5 minute chart. So I think this one's done. CLIK, I was watching this one. I was looking for a break through VWAP and then a break above this high, which is 1389. We just got that. I'm not in that though. It's a really nice move. I went ahead and got in there for a break over the 1550. Let's see if we can push through 1610. Basically looking for a breakout on the 5 second chart. I'm in at 1564. So look for this to push over 1577 and then push through 1610. There you go. It's going to go. There you go. Tried taking profit at 1640, but didn't get filled. Okay, got out there at 1604. So just took a quick 40 cents on 55 shares. I probably held that one longer than I should have, but I held because I liked the 1 minute chart. I got in early. I was looking for the first 1 minute candle to make a new high over this red candle, but I got in a little early on the 5 second chart. And it looks like I may have got out a little early as well. It's okay though. So I think that's 134 on the day. Yeah, so 134. Good way to start the week. That first trade I took around 4 a.m. I got in higher than I wanted to. When I was watching it, I want to say it was below $11. I think it was around 10.50 on the level 2 on the ask. And it was just kind of consolidating right there. I didn't see the level 2 move up or move down. So that's when I looked away just to glance at my other two stocks. And probably 2 seconds later, when I looked back, that's when it started moving. And I jumped in at 12. That was a high entry. I shouldn't have got in that high. And I wish I would have kept watching this. If I would have seen it move towards 11, I would have jumped in there. And then I also hit the wrong hotkey. I bought 45% of my buying power, not 90%. So I only got filled half the position size I wanted to, but still 2 for 2, 100% accuracy, green on both trades. So that's good. And 134, that's a good way to start the week. And I only had $1,800 of buying power, so happy with that. See that last move pushed up to 1740, so I definitely got out early, but still happy with that 40-cent move on 55 shares. All right, so all my buying power is done. You see my unsettled cash 1900. My settled cash is 153. That means I can only trade with 153 until this settles tomorrow. So I'm done for the day. Again, 134. Cumulative P&L since opening an account with Webull in June. It's looking pretty good. I'm at all-time highs. 2118 or $2,118. So hopefully we can keep moving that equity curve up. All right. I hope things pick up later into pre-market, and good luck, everyone.